So in this lesson, we're going to talk about our script, right? So this is our script is called self-refine. So this is our version 5 script. So I've been refining it 5 times, but I just want to start off with a few notes here first, right? So there's a few key points here I just want to highlight, and then I'm gonna link the note below. When you click on the button below, it will take you onto this link. You can like download it or you can print it out. I mean, like a really small note. So we're gonna start off with silent. We're gonna start off with silent. What I mean by silent is an element of the conversation, right? So silent is when you say a sentence and then you just silent, right? Just stop talking, right? Wait for them to talk. And it's really, really powerful tool because people are very uncomfortable with silent, right? So what they happen is they force to speak out, right? It's very, very powerful. And the second element is pause, right? Pause is at the middle of the sentence, right? So pause is like a great speaker or anything will say something like I like ice cream, right? So like that, right? So I'm very it's quite a bad example, but you know what I mean. It's when people say when people say a sentence and then they pause in the middle of the sentence, and it makes the sentence so much more powerful. And tonality is your personality over the phone. Tonality, you can, hey, how you going? Being very friendly, or hey, how was your day today? So I know you're busy, so I get onto it real quick, right? So one is direct, authoritative, and one is very friendly, very charming. And there's only two that I use currently, but there's like a lot out there. But all you need to know is two. One is the friendly one, and one is the direct and authoritative one, right? And the third key point is where are you calling from? So that one is very common. So again, I have talked to many appointment setters to say we just answer briefly and then dodge the question. Just keep going with your script, right? I should say, uh, you know, keep going with the script, right? So just keep going with the script. Yeah, and sometimes you don't even answer. Like if this is like a gatekeeper, just don't even answer her. Like if this was like someone at the receptionist, hey, where you calling from? Say, hey, I'm calling from my company, so we actually looking for a jeweler to send over some job to. Can I speak to your boss, please? We don't even answer the question at all. Like the gatekeeper is not important. If you have to answer, but only answer this much, you know, um, look, Johnny, my name is Vico from Vicolize. We're based in Adelaide, South Australia. And then keep going with the script, right? Just want to make sure this is not the line that you say itself. So, this is my city. How do you pronounce that? It Adele Late, right? Adele's a singer, the one that sing, I think she's famous. Everyone know her. So Adele and then plus Late, and you say it out very fast. Adelaide, right? Yep. So now let's move on to the script. So the script, I'm gonna walk you through the script. The script, gonna go something like this. The gatekeeper gonna answer the phone. Hey, this is Jenny from blah blah blah, and then you say, hey, is this Jenny? You say, yeah, yes. So the goal here is to get people to say yes as many times as possible. Even for the boss, it's called permission selling. Yeah, I forgot to. I'm gonna include that here. It's called permission selling. Try to get people to say yes, 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 yes by asking question that you already know the answer to, right? So like you asking, are you busy? We already know they're busy, so we still gonna ask them anyway, right? So this is just being rapport. I thought so. How you been? You've been keeping busy? Just try to be friendly with them, right? No point of being rude to the gatekeeper. We need to keep them on our side. And this is get them to say yes again. If they're not busy, say haha, just laugh and stuff. Um, then ask them if you guys do remodel, remakes, and new designs, stuff like that. And say yes, of course. How can I help? Say, great. We're currently looking for a good jeweler in the area to potentially send some job over to. I can't really tell you too much right now because I need to talk to the big guy about this, right? Um, and talk to the big guy about this. I'm keep fixing my script every time, right? About this. So can you put me through now, please? So can you put me through now, please, Jenny? Then mention her name again, but very authoritative, like he just here. So can you put me through now, please, Jenny? All right. So we're not asking like friendly, geeky. We need to be strong on that one. So this one is a yes and no question. Right, so this is when the boss is there and he take over the phone. You're gonna start off with hi, how are you again, right? Again, you want to be friendly, waiting for the response. Get them to say yes from how are you, and then we gotta get them to say yes again if you're busy. So with this one, you have two choice. I put an or here. So you keep them. Hey, how you doing today? Keeping busy? Then with the friendly tone, they say yes, and then after response, you say, nice, hey, John, and then you continue with the next part, which is this one. I should highlight to yellow, right? Should highlight to yellow. So you start off with hey John, you guys keeping busy up there? And then using the friendly tone, you're gonna go, nice. So we're currently looking for a good jeweler in Melbourne. So this is not, don't say the city. In Melbourne right now, who have the capacity to take on more work, such as CAD, remodel, and new makes. Is that sound like something like? Is that sound like you? And then we already know the answer is yes. So we keep asking them to say yes and yes, right? And this one is to make authoritative zone. So for me, the way I determine that is um depend on the person who pick up the phone. You can straight away what kind of person he is by asking how are you, right? So by this part you should know which tone you use with him. If he like friendly nice guy, use friend tone. If he like very busy, he's really like big boss and he's very you know like very short answer and he's very strong, then use the strong tone. People like people who like them, people who like people who are similar to them. If this guy is friendly, use friend tone. If he like short, direct, like very bossy, then use this one. Look, it's like John said, hey, like, hey, how are you today? And he just answer one question. Yep, not too bad. Then you would use that one. He said, hey, look, John, I know you're busy right now, so I'm gonna keep this short and brief, right? Then he's gonna say, yep, again. All right. So we're currently looking for a good jeweler in Melbourne right now who have the capacity to take on more work, such as CAD, remodel, and new makes. Is that sound like? Is that something that sound like you? Or does that sound like you? Sorry, I'm messing up my script. Does that sound like you? And then you say, yep. And then they say, depend on what kind of job it is, right? Some jeweler might misunderstand us. They might say no, like we're not that kind of jeweler. Then they might imply to trade work, and you don't have to worry about this. It's nothing. Trade work is just doing someone else's work. It's like a jeweler doing another jeweler work, but it's not important for you to understand. Then you said, hey John, this is not a trade work. And then you continue with that one. Well, listen, it's quite simple. We partner up with all the jewelers around Australia by sending them consistent workflow each month, right? So we basically help jewelers get high ticket jobs such as CAD, remodel, and new design and new makes, a new designer makes from a proven campaign. And on average, our partner are seeing an increase of 10 to 15 extra new makes per month. Would that sound like something that you guys can handle? Again, we're asking them for a yes and no question, right? So maybe me talking right now is not the best way to explain a script, but look at the live call, especially live call 6 or one or two, 3 or 4. You should hear this script running around with those live call, right? So If they say yes, it should be super easy. But this question, the script will prepare you for a no, right? It's just got so many no. So this video gonna run a bit long, as you can see for now. So yep, you're gonna no, not interested. All right. So no worry. I get it. You probably like me. You get called like this all the time. With people try to sell you stuff. Am I right? And then you know, yeah. But let me ask you this: if you could send your ideal job at almost risk-free and have worked with other jewelers like you before with proven case study, would you not be at least open to have a quick 10-minute chat about this? Right. So I'm tripping with that script as you can see. The writing is just edited. The writing is a bit off. So right, and then people, if this is like the objection that people ask you. So wait a minute, are you guys an advertising company? You say, look, John, we are a so this one is like dodging the question. You don't answer yes or no, because in theory we are an advertising company, but we don't want to tell people that. And this is the way to dodge question, right? So mate, we are a customer generation company that only cater to jeweler, right? So we use a pause here, right? When I mentioned that little dots as a pause, that only cater to jeweler, and we specialize in getting you high ticket jobs because we know who your ideal customer is, and we know what are your ideal jobs are, right? So basically, they are just local who live and work 5 to 10K radius from your store, right? Radius from your store, and people who are engaged. So explain to it, like explain Facebook ad in the simplest term in one sentence, right? And then you must hear that in the live call all the time. So basically, when someone looking for basically when someone looking for a carrot or 1.5, we just send them along your way, right? And however you want to deal with it, it's up to you, right? I don't want to write everything too long. um if someone say no, I'm busy right now, I can't schedule a call, then you said I would skip this one because you're not me, you're not on the bench, right? You say, hey, look, I totally understand, but here's the thing, right? You would just say, I only the totally understand part, and then here's the thing. I totally understand, but we just got one spot left open for the jeweler in the area. That's why I'm reaching out to you. And from our targeting, we can't work with multiple jeweler in a given area because the way we targeting, we don't want people to step on each other's foot. You know what I mean? And then it's just a script, guys. Just a script. Just practice it, say it, and look. So and then you would pause. I would just stop. Like I would just pause here. You wouldn't say anything that too long, right? And then without stopping. So if that sounds like something that you want to look further into, let's tee up for a quick chat with Vico to see that we are good fit. If not, we just shake hands and say goodbye. No hard feeling. Sorry, no hard feeling. Sound fair? Right. So what people want is that they don't want any commitment. They don't want anything. Oh, I have to get on a call with you now that I have to buy something from you. People don't want that. We're gonna lay up to them that there's no hard feeling, there's no commitment here, right? So I'm just gonna add a pause here. All right. So this one is just the objection that I hear all the time from making thousands and thousands of calls. You guys can go through all of that in your own time, but I'm just gonna skip to the bottom real quick, all right? So if someone say no, if they keep saying no from the top, then when you say the script, like example, like if someone say no, I'm busy, and then you say this part, then they say no again, then you say this part, then they say no again, then you say this part, right? So after 3 no, just let them go. They don't, there's no point of talking anymore. They so No worry, mate. Hey, no pressure here. We not try to shove anything down anyone's throat. That's probably the worst way to go about it. I get it. I'm just some guy cold calling you. But let me ask you this: if I can show you how we help our current partner generate 15 grand worth of sales from our $15 lead, would you not be at least have a quick chat about it? Right. So this is the same as the other one. Anyway, this is just the yellow part is just objection. It's just answer to objection, and you guys can read that at your own time. And let's just practice the script and book the appointment. I think when you book an appointment, you just have to change a few words like that one, right? Like let's tee up for a quick chat. And we said, look, if this sounds like something that you want to look further into, let's tee up for a quick chat with Vico. So you just have to add two words, right? Quick chat with this is probably with my boss or with my boss. This is like you literally just add two words into the script. Adding one for you right now. With Vico, see if we are good fit. If not, that's okay. We just shake hands and say goodbye, right? And I play, say that's okay, huh? So this script is going to be a lot harder than the V4 one. That's why people, if you get an appointment from this script, the lead is so much qualified, and we don't waste our time with the time waster with the other script. The other script just have a lot of time waster. Yep, I hope that explained. Thanks, guys, for watching it through the end.